Konnichiwa, this is the Shogunstein, and this is a look at and an historical background of an older game that I didn't even know existed called Senji from Asmodee. It's for 3 to 6 players, but from what I'm gathering, it's really meant for 6 players because there is a negotiation element where you're going to have 4 hours to negotiate with other players. This is an older game. Senji refers to the Sengoku period in Japanese history when there were various daimyo competing to become the shogun of Japan. At the time, the emperor was very weak and did not hold much power beyond ceremony, so the real power was in the various daimyo, and the daimyo at this time period, from about 1300 to 1600, were fighting to become the shogun. And you got a beautiful box cover here. Again, I never heard of this game. Asmodee is a pretty big company. Obviously, it's a very huge company now. So this isn't like some small, obscure Kickstarter game. So you have on the cover, you have a samurai, and you have, a pagoda or a temple here, and you got Mount Fuji in the background, and it's a really nice cover. Also, you have the game board is a beautiful map of Japan. As you know, Japan is made up of several islands, but there are 4 main ones. Kyushu, Shikoku, Hokkaido is up there, and then the main island is Honshu. So again, you had different feudal, I don't want to say kingdoms, but it's similar to European feudalism where you had a daimyo, and the daimyo had shogun. The daimyo were competing to become the shogun. The shogun was kind of like the king or the military general, and under the daimyo you had the samurai, and under the samurai you had the peasants, and the lowest were the merchants. The merchants actually the lowest on the Japanese feudal scale. So you had a similar system to what was going on in Europe. So again, you had a weak emperor that didn't really have power, so the power was really in these daimyo families. And from 1300 to 1600, there was a struggle to see who was going to become the shogun of Japan, which daimyo was going to be the most powerful. So this game, ultimately, even from the title here, is dealing with that time period, who is going to become the shogun. Historically, we know in 1600, the Tokugawa family will win this struggle at the Battle of Sekigahara, where I'm hoping to head this summer. Now, there was sort of a postscript to that where the heir of the previous family that nearly unified Japan, and in some ways did, but because he was born a peasant, Toyotomi Hideyoshi was never fully accepted. Then he had the disastrous invasion of Korea. And then when he died, there's going to be the last part of that power struggle, and the Tokugawa family in 1600 will become the rulers of Japan. But Toyotomi, the last heir, had basically stayed in Osaka Castle. Many of the Ronin samurai after Sekigahara joined up with the Toyotomi family, and in 1614 there is the kind of the postscript. That's the Osaka Castle battle, where Toyotomi clan will eventually be destroyed, and Tokugawa family will cement their power and stay there until basically the Meiji Restoration in 1868. Last summer, I did a bucket list to Osaka Castle and visited the battlegrounds around Osaka Castle for both the summer and winter campaign that, again, led to the defeat of the Toyotomi clan and the eventual complete rule of the Tokugawa, who will stay in power. 1854, the U.S. Navy shows up under Commodore Perry. That's going to lead to the downfall of the Tokugawa shogunate and the rise of the Meiji Emperor, the Meiji Restoration, and that'll put Japan on a crash course of modernization, westernization, which will eventually lead to World War II. So this game, again, deals with that Sengoku period. That is what Senji refers to. And ultimately, you had Oda Nobunaga, who came close, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, who pretty much unified Japan, but again was never accepted and kind of blew it with the Korea invasion and the Tokugawa family, which rules for over 250 years. So that's ultimately what this game is dealing with. I don't know how I missed this game. I don't know how I didn't know this game existed, but we do have a copy here. And again, you have a beautiful board. Again, the struggle for me is, I mean, if this is really meant to be played at 6 players, it's going to be a struggle. But we'll see if we can get some people together. But let's take a look at what's in here. The components are gorgeous. And again, board is gorgeous, and it just seems very thematic. Now, I noticed on that nasty little website I don't like to visit, the rating on this game was in the 6s. So again, I don't know what that's based on. Again, I really never heard of this game. I don't know how I missed it. You have a pretty major designer here with Bruno Cathala being a part of it. But again, I can imagine at 6 players, it might just be hard to get that many people. So let's just take a look at some of the components here. And again, you got this beautiful map of the 4 main islands. Again, you have beautiful art on the box. So we do have samurai cards, and they go with these samurai figures that go on the board. Pretty cool. Then you also have a bunch of cards here that go in line with the traditional Japanese matching card game of Hanafuda. So you got these Hanafuda cards. My buddy Sugimoto-san from Saitama actually got me a traditional set many years ago that I still have. But these are based on the Hanafuda cards. We have player aids here. Again, there are 6 daimyo families you're going to be playing as, so everyone has a player aid, which is good. This is something I wish more newer games would continue to do. It's not enough to put something they give you 1 player aid. Here they're giving you a whole player aid for everybody, which is good. So everyone gets a player aid. Okay, we got some tokens here that are, I guess, like some sort of order tokens for orders that you're going to get. Now here, again, for each family, each of the daimyo families, we are going to have these diplomacy cards. Beautiful dice. You got 9 dice. I'm over here now. Beautiful dice that you got here. 9 dice. And then again, we got our different daimyo families. We got different colors here. We got red, we got black, we got purple, we got yellow. I guess maybe that's black, or is that green? I don't know. Again, I have color blindness. These are kind of close. I would not be able to play with these 2. You got the yellow, and again, you got like a blue in it. Okay, so just from a colorblind perspective, these blue and these purple are close. I don't know, one of these is black, one of these is gray. I don't know. That's a toughie. That's a toughie. I would have to have a hard time playing with those colors. But you do have, these little fortresses in here. These little fortress tokens. You got your little counters and all that. So a lot of nice components here. Then again, there's a negotiating phase where you have a timer of 4 minutes to do your negotiation. Again, I've never heard of this game. Stumbled on it by accident. Again, let's look at that. You got it. Welcoming the Emperor, a winter phase, a spring phase, summer phase, autumn phase. You got, Asmodee usually has pretty good rule books. So I'm not going to imagine that it's overly complicated, other than trying to get 6 people to play a game. Anyway, that's a look at Senji, a Sengoku period game that somehow flew under the Shogunstein's radar. Usually doesn't happen with these Sengoku period games. I don't know, maybe I have to bring this to my side hustle. I have a side hustle in history, so maybe I can find some people that since they are interested in history, would play something like this. I don't know. It's going to be a challenge. But let's get this to the table. Senji certainly looks nice. Love the theme. I'm just hoping it doesn't just sit and look pretty on the shelf. I would definitely like to play this. And again, heading to hopefully Sekigahara next summer to see that final battle where this Senji, the Sengoku period, basically ended with the victory of Tokugawa Ieyasu. And I did get to see Osaka last summer, so let's play some Senji and then let's go to Japan. Shogunstein out.